I went on a cruise one time, and it freaked me out.
It did.
Freaked me out. And my girlfriend at the time was just going, we should take a cruise. And I'm like, I don't want to go on a cruise. And she goes, why not? I go, because I've like most of the books I've read are classic books, so half of them take place out at sea. Mutiny on the Bounty, Moby Dick. Hell yeah. Old Man of the Sea, the Count of Monte Cristo, even if at one point he's on an island and he gets on a damn boat. And just all these keel-hauling, horrific, just wooden ships getting crushed. So what was hilarious was my girlfriend at the time and her other girlfriend laughed at me that I thought it was scary thing. And I swear to God, like within 2 months, like I forget what happened to this cruise ship. It either collapsed or collided with another one.
Yeah.
And people died.
Horrible.
And I felt vindicated by the death of those people. When I was on that cruise ship, though, like they totally lied to me. Where like they asked me to do the cruise ship, and I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't have an act for a cruise ship.
Oh, you do some acting. Yeah, we do some comedy on there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bunch of old people.
Yeah.
I just no, I don't want to do it. And they're like, no, we're the young hip cruise ship. This is where all the kids are going today. So I'm like,
and they offered you good money. They probably,
of course, yeah, it was great money. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to do it. So. I show up, I get in the van to go over, and I'm with a juggler. Swear to God. Nice enough guy, but he juggles.
He juggles.
I'm a
Juggles,
juggler.
yeah. Whatever.
Just different craft.
Yeah. Started off plate spinning at open mics and then worked up to juggling and eventually was going to get a puppet. So we get on the boat. I get on the boat. The first thing I see is like this, I swear to God, 120-year-old like Vietnamese lady sleeping with her mouth open and literally has the platoon in the rice field hat on. I swear to God, I'm not being racist. It's cultural. She was wearing it and she had her mouth open and she was missing like from 6 to 11 for those of you in the dental field. That's canine to canine. And I saw that and I'm like, I'm going to eat my balls. This is going to be horrible. So I go down to go.
She's in the front row?
No, she was like one of the first people I saw when I got on the boat. She was already asleep. There was no excitement. Oh my God, we're going on the cruise.
Holy fuck.
Her family probably brought a Vietnamese flag so they could have a burial at sea. Just slide her underneath the thing.
Like a death
That
ship.
bonfire was
So anyway, so I go down to go do the show, and it's going to be me. The juggler's going first, and then I'm going to close, and I can't curse. And there's one show,
cursing.
show late at night that you can do your real act or whatever in the lounge. So the host comes up to me like this total guy smiley. Hey, how are you? Nice to be here. Carnival Cruises. The blue blazer, full head of fucking slick black hair and all that. And this he goes out. I know I've told this story before if anybody knows me, but he goes out to the crowd, and this is how he warms up. He comes out, he goes, hey, how's everybody doing? You feeling good? And he goes, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. And they did it. And they did it. And then right then, I'm literally going like, oh my God, what am I going to talk about? What am I going to talk about? And then the juggler comes out, and he's doing the seal thing, and the thing, going over and stomping his foot.
Eating it up.
Dude, it was like...
it up.
It was like Lawrence Welk wouldn't book these guys in the late 60s, okay? So, and they had this little band that played. So I went and, when I go out and the curtain is drawn, I'm standing in front of the band is right behind and I go into my stuff and I am dying. A miserable death. And the only thing that's keeping me going is the band is laughing because they're like, born about the time I was born. And I remember at that time, this is how long ago it was. This is when that movie, The Titanic, was a big deal. And I was like, and I said, hey, did any of you guys see that movie, The Titanic? And it was just crickets. So I go, all right, let me rephrase that. How many of you were on the Titanic, right? And then they all go, oh. And I'm like, what? You're old. What am I supposed to do here? They told me you guys were going to be young. And I just said, and they were dying laughing. And then that was what ended up happening. I ended up hanging out with the band, and they started telling me all these hilarious stories about working on a cruise ship. Where one time they were on this cruise ship, and they got like the two big the props in the back.
Yeah.
And one of them kept crapping out on them, and they knew they should dry dock it, but they had a cruise, so they risked it one more time. And they went out there, and one of them died. So now the best they can do is half speed. So they're not going to have enough time to go to Cancun and all the places they're going to be. So this is like back then when you went out to sea, there was no internet. So the captain lied, said, unfortunately, we were going to go into Cancun, but there was a hurricane it's an act of God. It's beyond our power. And everybody's like, oh, what a rip, blah, 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 blah. Long story short, somebody had a heart attack or some sort of medical thing, and immediately they had to go to the closest port. I forget what happened, and they pulled in. Yeah, they pulled in. Maybe they didn't have a helicopter to get the guy off. I don't know what, but they pull in, and there's like bright sunny day in Cancun. There's 2 other cruise ships there. Everybody is livid. And, anybody, the captain, everybody's nowhere to be found and all that. But long story short, on that thing, I wish I saved the letter. The captain wrote a letter about how mean I was and how I was racist. I was offensive.
Racist?
I was offensive to the handicap because I had a joke about midgets and all of this stuff. And
oh my God,
yeah.
you should have saved that letter.
When I never had it, I should have asked for it.
Oh, yeah.
Because when I called up the agency to get the feedback, once they said the captain wrote a letter,
get the feedback.
I was like, all right.
Did you get paid? Did you at least get?
No, I got paid, and it was like, but the whole thing too is they had me like my place where I was staying. I was like on like the lower deck of the ship with like the round porthole. I was down there with the provision, right? And it was like one night there was rough seas, and like, it wasn't really bad, but bad enough, Yeah. And it was just like I saw some of the spray coming up near my window, and I was just like,
too close.
Oh yeah, no, I needed a cyanide pill just to relax, so I just had that option. Oh my God!